Hi everyone, welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. This is a place where we help you improve your English skills by listening to fun, engaging, and real-life conversations.
Are you looking for an easy and effective way to boost your spoken English? Listening to conversational podcasts like this one can help you build confidence, expand your vocabulary, and improve your pronunciation, all while having fun.
Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic, cultural differences, learning about other countries. This episode will be full of examples, stories, and tips about how people around the world live, think, and act differently. Welcome to Ditching Hourly.
You'll learn how to talk about culture, share your own experiences, and discuss what makes each culture unique. Plus, our conversation is broken into parts so you can follow along step by step.
Let's get started.
Hi Maria, how are you today?
Hi Robin, I'm great, thank you. I'm really excited about today's topic.
Me too. We're talking about cultural differences, a topic that I think everyone can relate to.
Absolutely. But before we dive into examples, let's define it for our listeners. Robin, how would you describe cultural differences?
I'd say cultural differences are the things that make each group of people unique. It could be their traditions, language, food, clothing, or even how they interact with each other.
That's a great explanation. I'd add that cultural differences also include how people think or what they believe. For example, some cultures value individual success, while others focus more on teamwork and community.
Exactly. And understanding these differences can help us connect with people from other countries. It's a way to show respect and build better relationships.
Yes, and it also makes the world a more interesting place. Imagine if everyone lived and thought the same way. It would be so boring.
True. Exploring cultural differences is like discovering a treasure chest of new ideas, traditions, and ways of life.
Robin, let's share some examples of cultural differences that people might find surprising or interesting.
Sure. Let's start with greetings. In Japan, people bow to show respect. But in some European countries like France, it's common to greet someone with a kiss on both cheeks, even if you've just met.
Yes, and in the US, a simple handshake or a casual hi is usually enough. It's fascinating how something as simple as saying hello can be so different.
Exactly. Another big difference is food culture. In India, many people eat with their hands and it's considered normal and respectful. But in Western countries, people usually use forks and knives.
That's true. And in Italy, meals are often long and slow, meant to be enjoyed with family and friends. But in places like the US, people are more likely to grab a quick bite and eat on the go.
Great point. And how about punctuality? In Germany, being on time is very important. But in countries like Spain or Brazil, being a little late is more acceptable.
Yes, and here's a funny one. In China, people slurp their soup or noodles loudly, which shows they're enjoying the food. But in Western countries, slurping is usually seen as impolite.
That's such a great example. And what about personal space? In some cultures, like in the US or Canada, people value having a lot of personal space. But in places like India or Japan, it's normal to stand closer to others, especially in crowded places.
Exactly. It's amazing how even these small things can be so different from one culture to another.
Mariah, have you ever experienced a cultural difference that made you laugh or feel surprised?
Oh yes, I remember visiting South Korea for the first time. I was so surprised that people don't usually tip at restaurants. It's already included in the price, so tipping isn't necessary.
That's interesting. In the US, tipping is a big deal. If you don't leave a tip, it's considered rude.
Yes, and here's another one. In Thailand, touching someone's head is very disrespectful because the head is considered sacred. I didn't know that at first, so I almost made a mistake.
Wow, that's good to know. For me, I was surprised when I visited Italy and learned that people don't drink cappuccinos after breakfast. They only have it in the morning. So, does cappuccino have a time limit with diet product?
That's funny. And I heard that in Norway, people are very honest when standing in line. No one pushes or skips the line, even if they're in a hurry.
That's so different from some other places where lines can get chaotic. These little differences really show how unique each culture is.
Robin, why do you think it's important to understand cultural differences?
I think it's important because it helps us communicate better with people from different backgrounds. When we understand someone's culture, we can avoid misunderstandings and show respect. General Manager Dr. Yordiver told me about what happened on Baghdad.
That's true, and it also helps us see the world in a new way. Learning about other cultures can make us more open-minded and curious.
Yes, it's also helpful when traveling. If you know the customs and traditions of a country, you'll feel more comfortable and confident during your trip.
And it's not just about travel. Even in our daily lives, we meet people from different cultures, at school, at work, or even online. Understanding their culture helps us connect with them better.
Exactly, and it's also a way to celebrate diversity. Instead of being afraid of differences, we can appreciate them and learn from them.
That's beautifully said, Robin. The world is like a big puzzle, and each culture is a unique piece that makes the picture complete.
So, Mariah, how can we embrace cultural differences in our daily lives? This is an extremely good question.
The first step is to be curious. Ask questions and learn about other cultures through books, movies, or conversations with people from different backgrounds.
That's great advice, and I'd add that we should be respectful. Even if we don't understand a tradition, we can show respect by being polite and open-minded.
Absolutely, and traveling is another amazing way to experience cultural differences. When you visit a new country, try to participate in their traditions and learn a few words in their language.
Yes, it's all about stepping out of your comfort zone and trying new things. You'll be surprised at how much you can learn and grow.
Exactly. And the more we learn about others, the more we realize how connected we all are, despite our differences.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode about cultural differences, learning about other countries.
We hope this conversation helped you understand how exciting and enriching it can be to learn about other cultures. It's a great way to improve your English and your understanding of the world. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And let us know in the comments what's one cultural difference you've found surprising or interesting. And whenever possible, leave us a 5-star review.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.